Hi, my name is Jennings Good, and I have the absolute pleasure of introducing our very own Sophie Patterson. I have had the honor of being in every math class with Sophie since freshman year. Anytime I'm struggling in class, I know I can always count on Sophie to also be struggling with me. Aside from math class, you might recognize Sophie for her white floor-length nightgown, fake candle in hand, and sleeping cap. This was Sophie's outfit of choice at Victory Ranch that she wore every time we played Granny. And no, she was not the granny, although she looked very similar to one. She stood on the cabin tables watching our terrified class of 26 run back and forth from the granny, but more often into each other. Sophie is funny, she is kind, and she is one of the friendliest people I know. She will always be there to talk and shed light on any situation or share a laugh. I know she will have some wise words to share with us today, so with that, I'm pleased to introduce to you Sophie Wynn Patterson.
It was the summer of 2022, and I was hanging out at the Cahaba River with my grandmother. Above the river was a rope swing tied to a tree branch. Though it looked pretty worn out and like it could snap at any moment, I decided to ignore that and do it anyway. So I walked over and stood on the edge of the overhang, grabbing the rope while examining the large distance between me and the water. The plummet into the water wasn't my biggest concern. It was the patch of rocks and gravel that lay just mere inches away, meaning if I didn't let go at the right moment, a broken leg would be in my near future. Thus, as I held tightly onto the rope, I took a deep breath and then launched myself off the edge. Everything was going fine, and then the time came where I was perfectly right above the water and nowhere near the danger zone. It was time to let go. But unfortunately, I failed to do so. And instead, I started swinging back to the spot I was trying to avoid the whole time. My hands were beginning to turn red, and they grew tired from holding on for so long. The back and forth swinging was slowing down, and the perfect spot to land was no longer an option. I was too scared to let go of the rope and feared that I would fall to my ultimate doom, so I had to keep holding on even though my hands desperately wanted to let go. But that's not the only time I didn't let go of something, even though I should have. It's common for us to hold on to things even when the time comes where we are supposed to leave it in the past, whether it be a time that brought us a lot of joy, a person who made us happy, or an object we care about. We hold on because of how they made us feel in those moments. For instance, we might look back on certain experiences and grow an attachment to something that won't be there forever, constantly wishing we could go back to relive it. I wish that I could go back to freshman year and laugh with broken Marin at Victory Ranch because we kept slipping off the water pads. Go to MUS football games where my friends and I would make our own student section, or go back to the Macaulay swim meet where Amelia Barnes and Emery and I would wreak havoc in our hotel room late at night. I wish I could go back to Governor School and play Quiplash in the basement of the dorms, go to the cafeteria where the amount of soft serve we'd get would double every time, or go back to when we debrief in the editing lab after a long day. At some point, you realize you can't linger on the past, because life is going to keep moving forward, even if you're not quite ready to move with it. And that's hard. Letting go of something or someone that was everything to you is no easy task, but trust me, holding on to the thoughts and memories is harder. So the healing process might last a while, but as the best-selling author Daphne Rose Kingma once said, holding on is believing that there's only a past. Letting go is knowing that there's a future. I was afraid to let go because I knew when I did that that would be it. I couldn't go back, and I wasn't ready to leave those people behind because life wasn't going to be the same without them. But in time, when I was finally able to accept and move forward with life, I felt this weight come off my shoulders, and I could be happy again. I realized that there was more to life, but the only way to discover it was by letting go of what was holding me back. So don't be afraid to close that chapter because you can't read the next one until you're fully finished with the first. Thank you.